Yes, Malachi, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, obviously, from our last session, I know obviously you had a few bouts that you was dealing with, and in the last session, we spoke about where
Yeah.
your underlying anxiety stemmed from, and we also spoke about what types of thoughts you tend to have, and you mentioned a few things saying sometimes you can feel uneasy being in public settings where a lot of people are. And
Yeah.
I can relate to that, Malachi. So never feel like you're the only one that goes through this. And obviously, I'm here to support you in whatever way possible. And hopefully, in the end, we can get you to relieve that anxiety and actually put it to something productive. So, Malachi, my
Yeah.
first question for you is, since our last session, the the things that you've been doing to overcome your anxiety, how have they helped you so far?
I'll say it's definitely helped me with my like self-esteem. I feel like I've been going outside a lot more now. I've been going more into public spaces, and I feel like I'm getting used to being outside because I feel like with my social anxiety, I would always just want to stay in, be a homebody, or not really interact with other people. So
Yeah,
I feel like this schedule that you've created for me, I've really like kind of embraced being more confident. And I've also like added my own stuff, like looking in the mirror, you know, all
yeah.
that type of stuff. I feel like it's helped me a lot.
Okay, that's good to know. And obviously, were there any specific things that you struggled with? So obviously, I think we had five things that we went through. What were the five things again? Just to relay them.
I think it was five. I think it was five things like that I write daily that I'm like grateful for.
Yeah,
5 minutes meditation.
yeah,
Uh, uh, 8 hour. I think it was 8 hours sleep.
yeah.
8 hours sleep. Um, I forgot the other two, but oh yeah, you sent me
Exercise, the
two.
press ups.
Let me see, because I forgot the other two.
Was there the second one, the press ups, the 10 press ups? You said
Oh
you
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, but I just added more because I felt like I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, so I just added about like 30.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's impressive.
yeah, yeah.
And there was something else. There was one last thing.
It was no, that's it. It
Okay,
was
so
daily meditation. Yeah,
okay, so the meditation, and out of all the four things, so the meditation, the sleep, the
yeah.
exercise, and the press ups, what do you think had the most impact on you over the 7 days?
The
You,
most important thing is
yeah,
sleep. For sure.
sleep. So
Yeah,
you feel as though your sleep was improving your sleep or getting enough or sufficient amount of sleep, so 8 hours a day, was the most impactful for reducing the
with
symptoms that you get from anxiety.
getting into routine, and I feel like that's something that I struggled with, because with anxiety, you're always overthinking about the next step. So getting into that routine of sleeping, when you get 8 hours sleep and you wake up, you're in a better mood. And it's like you're ready to start the day. If you're not getting the hours of sleep that you need, you're not gonna.
Oh, you seem to have
For
cut
me,
out there.
yeah. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, should I just repeat what I
Yeah,
said?
yes, please. Yeah, just for more
Oh yeah,
clarity.
yeah. I was saying for me personally, I think sleep was definitely the most beneficial because when I woke up, I felt like I had more energy and I felt more lively. And if you're not getting the hours of sleep that you need, your anxiety is always going to be increased because you're not really thinking straight. That can also lead to overthinking. So I think the best thing for me was just to avoid overthinking. And once I have my hours of sleep, there's no need to do that. I feel way better, have more energy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's amazing that obviously, you found something, one thing that is actually bringing you a greater return of investment. And obviously,
Yeah.
a lot of people look at sleep and they're just like, oh, it's just sleep. Like, what could my sleep like do to like actually improve my life? I remember one
Yeah,
time, I literally I had 3 hours sleep and I was in a sales job and I was working in like for a charity. And I remember working in this charity and I got 3 hours sleep that day and we had to be in the office at like 10 a.m. I went to
yeah,
work and I felt so sluggish and like zombified and like I just felt tired. And I got to shift and that day I actually made zero sales. So I had zero people sign me up for basically for 6 hours on the street. I was literally pitching people and I got zero sales. And I say this to say that on other days where I would sleep for 8 hours, I would get breakfast in the morning, I would prepare and like listen to a book on my way to work,
yeah,
getting that sleep on the field. I think I've hit my like personal best of like 8 sales, and I'm talking like getting people on contracts, like monthly contracts, which is not easy, and you got to sign them up and like tell them a disclosure and stuff like that. So it's like really difficult to do this thing. And I got like 8 sales in one day, and that was like the highest I've ever hit. And most people struggle to get sales and stuff. Like they expect you to get like one or
yeah,
two a day. So it just goes to show that like the difference between getting enough sleep and not getting enough sleep, literally everything goes bad for you when you don't get enough sleep, as opposed to when you get enough sleep. That's when you start to drink enough water, that's when you start to focus on your diet, that's when you start planning
yeah,
for your business. Or you said you do basketball, Malachi.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
like
play basketball a lot.
when you play basketball, when you're rested, if someone's coming at you and you have the ball, like you're just gonna turn on them. You're just like, who is this guy? No, like you're just gonna turn on them, leave their ankles broken, and then just hoop it in, give it a nice. I don't know if you're like 6'3", but
No, I'm only 6 foot. Yeah,
yeah. So like genuinely, so
yeah,
maybe just a layup. We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple. But you get
yeah,
what I mean. Like that difference between getting enough sleep and not getting enough sleep is so important. And that's why I always emphasize, Malachi, the very small and simple things are what you should advocate for, as opposed to like the advanced stuff. So when I told you to like meditate, I
yeah.
told you literally just do 1 minute meditation. And how was you finding that?
I think in the beginning it was a challenge because with meditation you have to
Oh, you seem to have cut out.
mindfulness, like understanding my thoughts, understanding why I feel the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's not easy for a beginner, But I feel like once I started doing it every day, just 1 minute to 5 minutes, I feel like I had more clarity of the thoughts that I was getting,
Mm.
and everything, it was more easier to manage my and control my emotions. So yeah, I would definitely say it was very beneficial as well.
No, that's amazing. So
Yeah,
Malachi, obviously time is of the essence. I feel like so far with what you've been doing, those are like the main things to actually like alleviate your anxiety. And like you said, they've
yeah,
been working for you. And obviously it's not easy to be consistent on all these things every single day, but it's about just sticking to what works and applying it every day, waking up every morning and assessing that day as a new day and just having that mindset of success. So,
yeah.
are you happy to continue with another 7 days of the same things, or do you want to create a structure that would be more advanced and more suitable for you? What do you think, Malachi?
Um, I feel like right now there's still a lot of things that I need to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the consistency maybe needs to see improvement. So I
Mm-hmm.
think for another 7 days, because I don't want to rush and
No, absolutely. You never want to rush things like this. This is your health. Like
for like another 7 days.
your health is with you 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. So you never want to rush your health. You want to prioritize it and just stay on top of
Yeah,
things. You don't want to like multitask. Like whilst you're brushing your teeth, you want to floss, and whilst you're flossing, you want to do like your eye. Like, bro, just stick to one thing
yeah,
at a time. A lot of people, that's
yeah,
what they do. It's not. I'm not saying you primarily, Malachi. Even myself, like I tend to catch
yeah,
myself like trying to do like three, four things at the same time, rather than just like focusing on one thing. But I would say
Yeah,
definitely the meditation helped to, allow me to have more of a like peaceful mind and be more in the present moment. So when I am taking the action in these things that are important, like brushing my teeth, flossing, eating healthy, staying hydrated, planning, journaling, writing down things in my notes, writing down my
yeah,
goals, writing smaller goals so I can achieve them. When I do these things, I have more like mental clarity and actually I get more ideas. It's funny, like when I've rested well and I've meditated and I've taken all my supplements, I've had a great meal, I just feel so like right now I feel so much energy. Like I just feel like I could work all day and
yeah,
that energy is only sustainable if you're consistent over a long period of time. So obviously like I remember you saying on your first day you was kind of like struggling
yeah,
and I think even the next day after that, you said it was kind of like difficult, but you had a situation that occurred, obviously,
yeah,
which is personal, and I won't mention it without your consent. But obviously, you had some personal things going on, so it was obviously difficult for you to, balance the improving your mental health and reducing your anxiety symptoms with this issue at hand. So
yeah,
Malika, you do you want to discuss what happened, or are you?
yeah, yeah. We can discuss that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
having a
Okay. Go ahead.
situation with, yeah, yeah. I was having a situation with an ex, and I feel like it was just a lot of bad memories that were coming in, because I
Mhm.
feel like it's some people try to come in your life and try to, give you a lot of negative energy, and they don't move on. They don't know how to mature and grow.
Mhm.
So I feel like when that came in, it definitely made everything harder, and my focus was kind of dwindled a little bit. But like I
Mhm.
said, I handled the situation, in a healthy manner,
Mhm.
and I feel like I'm back on track. It's the main thing with me. It's just about consistency. I just need to be consistent. Like you said, don't try to add too much things. Stick
Mhm.
with what I've got. See if that works, and if it works, just keep going at it. And I think that's the best thing for me right now. So yeah,
No, absolutely. I think
yeah,
one thing that you pointed out that definitely resonates with me is obviously tackling the problem that you have facing at hand, and then solving
yeah,
it in obviously the correct manner. I think that saves you a lot of anxiety in the future. So let's say, for example, I have like a problem that I'm facing currently. It could be anything financial, time, family. And if this thing is a problem for me, but I know that I know the solution towards it. I could either fix it quick, like you said, rush it and, not pay attention to it, or I could actually take my time
yeah,
to eliminate this problem and then it's gone for good as opposed to it coming back again and again and again. Um, so I think it's very important to identify what this problem is and then face the problem head on. Like, regardless of how you feel, a lot of people, this is the reason they don't tackle the problem because there's so much emotion attached to that problem. They don't want to have the uncomfortable conversation with the person because they feel
yeah,
this person might hate them more than it started off, or they don't want to start something that they were scared of starting. It's all an emotion, it's all in your mind at the end of the day. And you usually leave that situation feeling better than you started off, which I've noticed. Like anytime I'm afraid or like anxious about getting into a nervous conversation, it's actually I always leave that conversation feeling like relieved, feeling like I just let go of baggage. I don't know if you relate to that, Malachi. Like after the conversation you had with this person, you felt like a baggage relieved off you, like almost like you felt more like, at ease or less pressured. Oh, the cool cut. Okay, technical issue. That's probably on my side.
uh-huh.
Can you? I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just the app. The app is very buggy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So, do you think that being and getting into uncomfortable conversations, after leaving those conversations, did you like, okay, let's use your situation as an example. After you left that
Yeah,
uncomfortable, or after you finished, finding a conclusion to that uncomfortable conversation that you had with I don't whoever it was, did you feel less baggage? Did you feel less pressure after leaving the conversation or solving it?
yeah,
Solving it.
yeah. I think you know. I think this applies to everything in life.
Mhm.
You know, you're not put in uncomfortable situations. You're not gonna grow. So I feel
Mm.
like once I was put in that uncomfortable situation and I had to deal with it, when I left, it's like the best feeling ever. It's like
Mhm.
it's like a big weight off your, a big weight is just released off you. And
Mm.
I feel like you have to put yourself in those situations to begin with to even let that weight go off. You can't just you can't just do the easy things and not do the hard things. And like you said, it's about doing the little things that count.
Mhm.
Every day, just doing the little things, it adds up.
Oh,
So I would definitely say it made me feel a lot better once I relieved the situation.
yeah. So, Malachi,
Yeah,
genuinely, thank you so much for sharing your experience with everyone. It's never easy, especially as you've said, you battle with anxiety. I do as well, as of many people probably watching this video. So definitely what you are doing
yeah,
today is a milestone, and a lot of people will commemorate you for, acknowledging the concern that you have for your anxiety and then coming out here and speaking out on it. Because this will urge other people
yeah,
to take action as well because they see like, oh, okay, this person's actually taking action, he's suffering from it, and it's actually working for him. So hopefully someone will be inspired by your story and take action on their problems that they're facing. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the YouTube video. This has been
yeah.
Malachi's story, and if you want a coaching session as well, join my Discord. It'll be the first link in the description. Take care, guys, and we out. Peace. So, Malachi.